floor is yours. I think Sergeant Major, right?
Sergeant Major.
Anyway, really enjoyed serving
Did you touch that? I know the red side.
I'm not touching
Ah.
Take a picture with you.
That is awesome. Now, that will go up in the house. Game room, baby. Thank you so much. First, I have to give honor to God, who is truly the head of my life, without whom this day would not have come to pass. So I got it. Ain't about being politically correct. That's who I am. Okay, a part of my core values from my mother was to be raised to be spiritually grounded. So if Sergeant Major's going to talk, I'm going to talk about me. Okay, because I'm spiritually grounded. So I got to give it up to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Okay, first of all. Sir, thank you so much for taking the time to come off your leave. I know family time is important to you as it is to me, which, hallelujah! I've got my beautiful, beautiful wife here with me on today, and I could not be more excited. But I'll come back to you in a little bit. To each of you for being here today, taking time out of your schedule to come and share with this farewell. First thing I want to thank is the people that's not in uniform, the civilians of this organization. You are truly the glue that keeps this headquarters together. You know, you see people come and go every 2 years, basically. But y'all are still here, the continuity, you know, dealing with the ups and downs, but y'all still holding it together. And y'all are what really make this brigade work. You know, in spite of everything else, you know, who the commander, the sergeant major, all that really doesn't matter. Because they're going to leave. And everybody comes in with a new vision, new perspective, and guess what? Y'all, like that weeping willow, right? Whenever the wind blows, y'all just shift to the left, shift to the right. Because y'all know eventually, you're going to be back like the oak, standing up front, waiting to see who's going to come in next, what changes they're going to come in with. But y'all are still here, you know, ordinary people doing extraordinary things in this brigade, doing the heavy lifting for SDDC. And y'all who I really want to say thank you for all that you do here at this headquarters. You know, Chris up on the 3rd floor, you know, you're the one up on the 3rd floor that keeps the sanity. Keeps me laughing every day, making sure that the command group is always squared away. I cannot thank you enough for your friendship, for always keeping me laughing every day. You're just awesome, and I thank you. To the people in uniform, because you know, the Army PCSU whenever they want to, right? The first sergeant majors over here, I mean, I believe that the leaders work themselves out of a job. So you should be training the people that's coming behind you to take your position. So if you are doing that, then eventually you really don't have anything to do. And the sergeant majors here, and including Sergeant Major D's, they made my job easy. Because I didn't have to worry about being in their business. I told them when they come in, right? I'm already been a T at a battalion sergeant major. So if I'm in your business, that means you're not doing something right. And I didn't have to get into their business because they made their organizations run. So with them, their command teams, you know, Colonel Arnold sitting back here, Colonel Geiger, Colonel Major Memley, Colonel Bain, and Colonel Bowser. They made the job up here for me so easy. And then the drivers, you know, Pearson, I'm gonna fire him. So he's getting ready to go here pretty soon. But between Pearson, Miranda, those guys, they always got us to where we needed to go. Might talk about them sometimes on the trip, as the colonel knew when we went up to New Jersey. You know, I'm telling him to go one way, and he, you know, you're going this way. And I'm talking, and I'm trying not to yell so he don't get excited. Look, you need to get off right hand right. And with Colonel and I in the conversation, and he's still coming up, median coming up, getting out here to the right. And he's still not moving. Hey, you need to get off on the right. Oh, I thought you was talking to the colonel. Why am I going to tell the colonel to get off on the right? He's not driving, right? He's not the one that's driving. My senior non-commissioned officers up here at the brigade staff. Okay, Sergeant Wine, Sergeant Giles, Sergeant Williams, Sergeant Backus. I mean, I don't have to worry about anything. And I said it when Psalm 1 got promoted. With these people, it's a fire and forget. So I don't have to be constantly chasing behind you to see, did you do what I asked you to do? Because once it'll give you the mission, if you don't understand, you're going to ask for clarification. And then you're going to go out and execute. But not just execute, but execute with excellence. And again, it makes my job so easy, you know, to be here as the Brigade Sergeant Major, having super non-commissioned officers that can just go out and get after it, right? And then the First Sergeants. You know, First Sergeant Kennedy, First Sergeant Russell, First Sergeant Cologne. And then we had Hood and we had Mitchell, right? They're down in the weeds where the rubber's meeting the road, but they're making it happen. So, you know, from time to time, I might have to give them a little guidance, right? Because as the Brigade Sergeant Major, I should be mentoring 2 levels down, which is going to put me down to the First Sergeants. So from time to time, I try to tell them how to keep it in the middle of the road. Not you know, how to do, but just make a recommendation. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? But ultimately, to allow them that latitude to make the decision. Because as part of this mission command, we shouldn't be micromanaging, right? You provide the left and right limits when it talks about, you know, exercising the discipline initiative and accepting prudent risk. You give them the left and right limits and allow them the opportunity to make a mistake. And then if you make a mistake, that's when you do that, you know, help them with that correction to the left and the right and get them back on the road to success. That's what it's all about. I don't want to get into much of my retirement speech, but I like talking about success, right? Because one of the things I ask 2 questions generally about success. Do you want to be successful? And then do you expect to be successful? And generally when I ask that question, I get a deer in the headlight look when I ask, do you expect to be successful? Because people think I'm talking about the same thing, but I'm not. Because wanting to be successful comes out in conversation. Everybody talk about it. I want to do this and I want to do that. Everybody talk about that, right? But expectation requires action. When you expect to be successful, you're going to take some action towards what you said you want to do. Because if not, it's a fantasy. When you talk about, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. No. You know, one of the things that I love, the late Dr. Miles Monroe, right? He said, the richest place on the planet is not in the Far East where they have all the oil wells. It's not down in South Africa with all the diamond mines. He said it's in the graveyards. The people that took their dreams and inspirations to the graveyards, the books that they never wrote, right? The buildings that they never designed as engineers, the speech that were never given, because it was all in conversation. None of it took action to where they went out and made it happen. But in this room are people of action. People that make things happen. It needs to get done and they get after it. Right? They make it happen. The mentality of a Gene Sullivan. I wish I could just pocket it. I'm serious, and just market it. Because no matter what it is, whether he like it or don't like it, he's going to execute because it needs to happen. He's going to make sure that it happens. And that's what I love about everybody that's in this room. They have a winning mindset, which is a topic for my retirement speech next week, by the way. A winning mindset. Right? They got a winning mindset. And if you got a winning mindset, that means you're hungry. And if you're hungry, you can't be stopped if you're hungry. Because you're not focused on the obstacles in your way. You focus on your ultimate objective. Oh, this is getting good. You're focused on your ultimate objective, right? So that's where you're going. And I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but I got to come back to right here, right? And you're going to hear this again next week. And being a spiritual-minded person, in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 18, the Lord said it is not good for a man to be alone. So he decided to make him a companion, someone suitable. In the King James Version, it says a helpmeet. If you drop down to verse 21, it said, so while the man was asleep, he took a rib, right? And then he closed it back up. And in 22, it said, and the rib that he took from the man made he the woman, meaning the man with the womb, right? And brought her unto the man. Now let's jump over to Proverbs 18:22. It says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtaineth the favor of the Lord. Listen, people. This here, right, is my companion, my helpmate, my prime rib, my good thing, my all that, the bag of chips and the after dinner mint. Right? My best friend, my wife of 19 years and 8 months, the one who is my sounding board, who's stand by my side, my wise counsel, the one who shares the vision for our family of our goals and objectives. This is the woman that I'm so excited about phase 2. Because in phase 2, it's like KFC, right? Is finger licking good? Every day I get to wake up next to this woman for the rest of my life. That is what I'm so excited about, right? My wife. I love you from here to eternity. My love for you is higher than the highest mountain, is deeper than the deepest sea. This song by Luther Vandross comes to mind. I'm going to have to use this again next week.
Well, thank you, dear.
This song by Luther Vandross comes to mind. It says that I would rather have bad times with you than good times with someone else. I'd rather be beside you in a storm than safe and warm by myself. I'd rather have hard times together than to have it easy apart. I'd rather have the one who holds my heart, and you truly, truly hold my heart. And I love you. I love you. You're my queen.
Love you too, baby. I gotta get a hug on that. Give me a hug on that
I'm going to let it go right now. But I thank you all for coming, and you know, enjoy yourself for the rest of the day. Can I get a hold?